Hello, person who decided to click on my video. My name is Lindsay Gillespie, and this is the first video on my new YouTube channel. And since it's my first video, I decided I would make it on a recent event that happened in my life, which was about I got to meet EMBLEM3, which is my absolute favorite band in the entire world. So let's go into how I won the contest. So earlier in the week of July 5th, which was the concert at Red, White, and Boom for my local radio station, they announced that they were going to pick a winner to hang out and skateboard with the boys of EMBLEM3, which I was flipping out because I absolutely love them. So I decided to enter the contest, which was simple. You had to retweet for a chance to become a finalist. So I retweeted, and then I figured out later that I was a finalist. I was flipping out, like, it was like extreme fangirling. And so that was July 2nd that I found out. And so I got a direct message on Twitter from Steve Serrano, who was running the contest. And he was like, okay, so I will send your phone number, send your name, send your birthday to this email, and we will call you tomorrow if you do win. So the next day, didn't sleep at all because I was so excited and I was so nervous. And that entire day, I was tweeting, I am literally so nervous. I'll just read some of them. I'm so scared. This would be an amazing opportunity. And that night around, well, since Steve Serrano goes on from 7 to midnight on Mix 93.3, and he was like the one who's gonna call. I sat in front of the stereo in my living room from like 7, I think it was like till 10, and no call. And I was really upset, but then I got a direct message from Steve again. He was like, do you have tickets to the show? Which on April 19th, whenever EMBLEM3 came to Kansas City before to perform on the Going Back to Cali tour, I got my tickets like as soon as they announced that EMBLEM3 was coming. I'm like, okay. I was like, yeah, I already got my tickets. And then I looked at his Twitter again like 2 minutes later, and it said that I won. And my sister got it on video, and I watch the video every now and then. You can just see me sobbing, cause I love them. And then on the day of the concert, we had to go meet at the side of the stage at 5:15 to get our wristband and everything. So my friend Anna Perez, I chose her because my mom really didn't want to go, and I had to pick someone who's older than 16, since sadly I'm only about to turn 14. I really wish I could drive, but I won't get into that just yet. So we had to go and get our wristbands, which they look like this. They're just green and say EMBLEM3, and I was a 37 person, so wristband. And put it on our wrist, which is really big on my wrist, so it just slides off. And so we got in line. We were the third group in line, which I talked to a girl and her friend. We were saying how nervous we were and how they got to meet Carly Rae Jepsen, Ariana Grande, Hot Shell Ray. She got to meet everybody who was performing that night. And so I was really nervous, and I really didn't want to cry because I'm sure that they have a lot of fans. I was trying to keep cool, but then as soon as I saw Keaton, I'm like, this isn't real. He is not real. What is happening? And so I was almost crying whenever we were in line. I was flipping out so bad. So whenever we got to the meet and greet, in order, it was Drew, Wesley, Keaton. Anna, I think I was in front of Anna, or we were just side by side. She went up straight to Drew, gave him a hug. I just saw Keaton. I just went in for a hug because I love them all, but I really like Keaton the most. And so I gave him a hug. He was like, oh, and then Wesley was like, huh? It was kind of funny. And so I stood in between Wesley and Keaton for the picture, which I'm really upset that the picture turned out really blurry, but I'm not complaining. I still got to hug him. And then after the picture, Keaton was like, bye, have fun tonight, see you later. I'm like, I will see you later. So after our picture, Anna got a high five Keaton. She was like, out of the blue, just went and high fived him. I'm like, you're pretty funny. So we went over and we stood behind Jenny Matthews and Teresa from the morning show on Mix 73.3. We stood behind them. I was flipping out. I was like, oh my god, what just happened? I was just flipping out. I was shaking. And then Jenny Matthews went to go interview EMBLEM3. And if you watch Steve Serrano's interview with EMBLEM3, you can, at the very end, he'll say, now go meet those girls, are freaking out over there. She was talking about us, but we weren't over there because Renelle, hopefully, if you're watching this video, you know who Renelle is, but if not, it's EMBLEM3's bodyguard. So he took us back out into this like back lot. And we waited out there for a few minutes. We were just like taking videos. If you want to, you can go check out Anna Perez's videos. You can just see us like chilling back there. And I was really upset. I was really freaking out because Tony and Malcolm from MKTO were standing literally 25 feet away from me. And I love them so much. And I really wanted to get a picture, but they were about to go on stage. So I didn't. And then Renelle left, and then we were just alone back in a parking lot. We're like, what do we do? This is really awkward. And then a few minutes later, the boys skate out, and they're like, hi! And then Steve Serrano, and then Keaton hands me this. He's like, I got this for you. I'm like, oh my god. Because I didn't know I was going to be getting a skateboard. I wasn't sure about that, but I thought that would be really cool. And then we had to introduce ourselves. I shook Keaton's hand. He has literally the softest hands I have ever felt. He was like, hi, I'm Keaton. I'm like, I know, I'm Lindsay. And I was just like flipping out. And then I went to go shake Wesley's hand. I was like, hi, I'm Lindsay. And he's like, hi, I'm Drew Chadwick. I'm like, no, you're not. He's like, haha, you know us. And then I went to go shake Drew's hand. And I was about to say, is your name Wesley? But then I didn't. He was like, I'm Chester. I'm like, these boys are so much hotter and everything in person. And what I didn't know, I'm as tall as Keaton. I didn't know that. I thought he was going to be taller than me, but he's not. And so after we shook our hands, wait, hold up. After we shook hands and everything, they were like, Wesley was like, so do you guys know how to skateboard? We're like, no. I said, I tried to last night, but then I fell, and then they started laughing. I'm like, and then Wesley again was like, you don't know how to shred? And then Drew laid down on his skateboard. And he was like, this is exactly how you do it. And Wesley was like, no, we don't want them to hurt their chins. And then Keaton's just standing back there, like, awkwardly, but he's cute, so it's okay. And he's just standing back there, hands in his pockets, leaning up against, like, the wall. And we're just sitting there, and then Drew and Wes like take their skateboards like over to like where Tony and Malcolm were standing, but they weren't standing there anymore. And he was like, Wes was like, okay, come here. And he pointed to me. So I went over. He had me sit on his skateboard, like his actual like his longboard, and put his hands on my back. It was like walking / pushing me down this like long like driveway thing, and we almost ran into like a garage, but then we turned around to go back. Wesley literally picked up the skateboard with me on it, turned me around, and we went back. And I was literally freaking out. And then Anna was on Drew's skateboard. Then Wesley and Drew like started rapping, and me and Anna are just sitting there awkwardly. We're just smiling. And then Keaton's back there riding this skateboard. So, and then after we got back from the pushing on the skateboard, EMBLEM3 teaching me how to ride a skateboard on my butt, after that we took pictures, and they actually signed the skateboard. And Keaton was like, you're not gonna ride this, are you? I'm like, no. And he was like, okay. So he signed it. That's Keaton's. And then Drew signed it upside down, which I thought that was kind of funny. And then Wesley signed it right in the middle. And then Wesley wrote this and drew a little smiley face. I don't know if you guys can see this, but. And with our pictures that we took like a group picture, and it was Keaton, and he was holding the skateboard. My hands were literally where his hands were at. He was holding it like this. And then it was Wesley, that I was holding Wesley's skateboard. And then Drew was like right beside me, and then Anna's like on the end holding Drew's skateboard like this. So we're just all like smiling. And then we got a picture with Wesley. Me, Anna, and Wesley all took a picture, which I